This is an overview of my Pennsylvania model railroad. This right here is the Altoona yard. These 6 tracks here are for classification. As you can see, I have some cars on them right now. I got a couple cars to fix because I don't like going over switches. This track here is for basically storing the breakdown train along with whatever else caboose. It used to be cabooses. It probably will continue to be cabooses. This is the Juniata engine shops, and what I need to do with this is finish it. I need to build that up and put some switches off there to go into the shop. As you can see, I'm going to put a couple sidings here, and those will be for diesel fueling probably. This is my turntable and roundhouse. These are for switchers. And then up there, as you can see, there are 2 tracks that take you to the turntable. That way, if you're coming up from the build-up breakdown track back here, you can just come across into the shed, or you can come down here and fuel up, because that turntable is not large enough to turn steam engines or consists. Here is what is going to be the build-up breakdown track, just right along this front edge here. This will probably be 3 or 4 tracks, and then here's going to be where the United Trucking is for the Altoona, or for the Altoona depot. This will be the Altoona depot, where anything that comes from Pittsburgh gets dropped off that needs to be shipped out. And because I don't have enough room for a ton of industries in Altoona. That is Horseshoe Curve back there. This is a folded dog bone layout. That's a Tyrone paper mill over there. I'll get to that area in a minute. That's supposed to be the Galitzin tunnels. And what's going to happen with that track is right where you see right there, that this part's going to be cut out. It's going to come up here, around here, down there to the end of the platform, loop back around, come up here 3 tracks wide, and connect back into there and go back down to 2. Right over there will be the coal mine, and in front here will be Pittsburgh. So you'll have the build-up breakdown tracks come along. There'll be a loop back that goes underneath the mountain, comes around. Sorry about that, furnace turned on. So Pittsburgh will be there with all the industries, and it connects back into the build-up breakdown for Altoona. Now, because of the lack of room I have, some of it, will kind of be make-believe, because Pittsburgh and Altoona aren't that close, and you're not going to use the build-up breakdown track for Pittsburgh. You're not going to use a build-up breakdown track for Altoona in Pittsburgh in real life, but because of my lack of space, that ends Pittsburgh, and in here you kind of blend Altoona and Pittsburgh, and then you come out at the top of the build-up breakdown tracks up there, and get your orders from the signal tower tells you if it's okay to go or not. And then you can see I have a little bridge there and a little spur up there. That spur is for something. I am not sure what industry I will be putting up there just yet. It might be logging, it might be iron ore, like the iron ore cars I have right there. I'm not quite sure yet. This is a Tyrone paper mill. It's situated in between Horseshoe Curve and the Galitzin Tunnel. That is a lumber storage area, because I will be sending finished lumber west to Pittsburgh. That is the Tyrone station. I know it's not really accurate, but it's going right about there. And then back there is my F7, along with it used to be the molasses mine building, but I'll probably make it oil storage for tank cars. And I have a second F7 that I gotta hook up to make it consist. Those are some cool cars. Those are my good coal cars, the ones I'm gonna use, because they're Pennsylvania Railroad. The others aren't. Those are my two GP35s back there. This is my K4 I'll be using. That is my other F7. And then back there I have an F3 that's DC. I don't know if I can change it to DCC. We'll see. But there's the paper mill. Two coal cars, or a coal car full of coal, will go into the paper mill to power it. Two chemical tank cars will go into the paper mill for the chemicals, because the paper mill needs chemicals to turn the logs, or help turn the logs into paper. Have to break them down. And a boxcar full of machine parts will go into the paper mill as well to help replace the busted machines. A gondola full of those broken machine parts will come out and head west to Pittsburgh. So this is designed to be the big industry that is going to go to Altoona. And now I'm going to get into what these tracks are. So if you go back over to the yard, if you see the yard connects into this outer track, there will be a crossover right there that you see. This outer track is a westbound track. It goes underneath Horseshoe Curve. That'll be all hidden. It goes across here west to Pittsburgh. And this outside one here. The inside one is for heading east. So if you're coming out of Pittsburgh, you will be on the build-up breakdown track. It doesn't matter which one, because once you come up to here, if you're on the outside one, you can hit the crossover and go to the inside one. Come underneath the tunnel, come across here, switch on to the westbound track. You'll come up the grade, hit this crossover, and now you'll be on the eastbound track. So if you're in Altoona and you want to go east to Tyrone, you go east and you hit that crossover, and then to get back onto the westbound track to go back into the yard, there will be a crossover somewhere over here. So that's how I have the layout designed, so that the outside track is always westbound, the inside track is always eastbound. And that also ties into Johnstown, because you will come into Johnstown and then come out of Johnstown obviously different directions, so there will be crossovers for that. This part I'll be showing which cars I have and what they'll be carrying. So I have two of these shorter PRR gondolas. I have a third coming. They will be carrying the logs. I have a couple cabooses. I gotta fix a Canadian National one because I'm probably not going to be using Canadian National on my layout. I have 6 of these box cars. Those 4 are the same. They will be used for the paper mill, carrying machine parts, you name it. Back there, as I said before, is the coal cars. And if you can see that, the light came out up here. Those are Erie and Reading PS2 covered hoppers, along with a Pennsylvania Railroad tank car, along with a Pennsylvania Railroad stock car, Brock's candy car, which I like, and a merchandise car. And those are all going to be used on the layout as well. Covered hoppers will be carrying sand to Pittsburgh to be turned into glass. PRR tank car, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet. Stock car is self-explanatory. Takes cows from the farm, goes to Pittsburgh, gets turned into meat, comes back with more cows for the farm. Brock's candy gets loaded at the Altoona depot, sent west to Pittsburgh, comes back in a boxcar as Brock's finished candy. Merchandise car gets filled with merchandise in Pittsburgh, comes back as a boxcar full of merchandise for Altoona or Tyrone. I'm not quite sure yet. And then this is the yard ladder that I hadn't really shown yet, although you can basically see it on other videos, or the earlier video. There's a Juniata shops, and that's pretty much a rundown of my layout. Oh, the steam engine fueling facility back there is going to be the new area. And this whole layout, if you go from here the whole way across back there, that's 22 feet long, and then from the edge of this platform the whole way to that wall is 15 feet. So this area in here is, if I remember correctly, 10 wide, 11 deep, 110 square feet. Along with this is, 3 by 5. So it's about 15. So it's about 125 square feet over here. Back there is a 8 by 5 platform, which is 40 feet, 40 square feet, which makes it, let's say 125, 165 square feet, including that little triangular area, and it's roughly 175 square feet layout. So this is the rundown of my layout. It was done 8 years ago. We redid this yard, as you can see right here. We had it done to this foam, and we redid that a year ago. And that area over there, we just put up about a month ago, along with the triangle. So this is my layout, and I will be updating with progress of what I do on the layout, and the next one will probably be the industry cards I do. I don't do car cards, I do industry cards, because I don't really like writing train schedules. I just kind of like having a supply and demand system, so I have to run trains based on what industry, or which industry wants what. So that's a rundown, and I'll be back with more videos.